Hi, my name is Palasti. I'm a visual artist and an associate professor at the Academy of Arts at the University of Novi Sad, Serbia. I started teaching 7 years ago, but from the very first year, I found myself questioning the nature of teaching art and how I could bridge my personal life and artistic practice with educational strategies. This helped me realize that teaching itself can indeed be a form of creative practice. My work is deeply inspired by the concept of the artist teacher, a term coined by the Freelance Foundation, and by the idea of the teacher as conceptual artist from Jorge Lucero, a full professor of art education at the School of Art and Design at the University of Illinois. Today, I will be presenting my project, Fitness for Unlikely Species, and discuss how and why I incorporated it into the learning curriculum. As a child, I shared the bedroom with my brother, along with the television set. I was unwillingly watching what he was watching. He was a fighting enthusiast. He would watch Bruce Lee and try out his moves on me. Of course, he would do it in secret, when our parents are not watching. But sometimes, he would get caught. Luckily, I survived, because I also watched Bruce Lee, and unlike my brother, I fully understood what be water might mean.
If you try to remember, you will lose. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or creep or drip or crash. Be water, my friend.
Yeah. Why don't I just stand in front of Bolt and recite that to him? Maybe he'll faint or drown.
I know we are not martial arts practitioners, and we are not here to learn how to beat our older brothers. However, the teachings of Bruce Lee are something we can all relate to. Changing shapes, forms from liquid to solid, changing routes and directions on where to flow. I teach elements and principles of art to first-year bachelor students. I'm supposed to teach about lines, shapes, colors, and perspective. But what does it mean to teach the theory of form in the midst of a climate breakdown? How to teach about color theory and perspective when the entire world is losing its sight? For me, as an artist teacher, the challenge is not only to teach aesthetics or the correct use of color, but to engage the mind in cultivating a critical outlook that fosters a deeper connection with the environment. I was born and raised in Novi Sad, Serbia, a city situated on the banks of the river Danube. You may have heard of it as the place where the Danube once flowed above its bridges. Over the years, I've seen the river turn from blue to bloody red, from solid white to sewage brown. We truly live in a world full of troubles, where wars, environmental destruction, and climate change dramatically alters the Danube's course, shape, and its color. These changes not only transform the river itself, but also shift our perspective onto it. With this in mind, I found it essential to create a teaching framework which is situated and deeply rooted in the Danube's context. As a teacher, I have come to focus on two critical questions. How to paint the river landscape after all these events, which are embedded in the memory of the water. And how to prepare ourselves for future troubles by developing resilience, adaptive strategies, and coping mechanisms. Both of these questions can be explored by addressing the soma, by putting our bodies in motion. During his teaching at the Bauhaus, Johannes Itten was known for instructing his students to mimic the roar of the tiger. He is famously quoted everywhere, "Before you draw a tiger, you have to roar like a tiger." Likewise, if we wish to depict the river, we should at least experience the motion of the waves, the speed of its currents, or the temperature of its water through our bodies. However, adding a touch of disorientation caused by embodying flooding, surging, or roiling can further promote a radical change in how we depict the troubled river. This shift from an I point view to a situated one enhances not only our perceptual skills, but also our relational and empathic abilities. Finally, in times when the uncertainty of life on Earth is ever increasing, training our bodies through a multiplicity of other than human bodies becomes essential. Life on Earth is conditioned by the interconnectedness of all life forms, yet today many of these connections are disintegrating. Therefore, it is crucial to exercise our more than human entanglements. So, have you ever wondered how it feels to crack as a melting glacier and then suddenly flood due to an advanced tide? Do you know how to swim as the endangered dogfish or to burrow yourself as a clam? Well, this is your unique chance to learn all about it. Fitness for Unlikely Species, the Danube edition, offers a unique blend of physical exercises inspired by nature's wild phenomena such as rogue waves and high tide flooding, but also motivated by endangered animal behaviors. For example, we are practicing the Unken reflex of bombina bombina, or how to swim like the European mud minnow, known as the dogfish for its distinctive dog pedal motion. We are also exercising how to walk like the Unio crassus, a freshwater mussel, because understanding how mussels move across space and time can be a fundamental question in reverse ecology. Reeling with anxiety about the massive loss of biodiversity, or that a catastrophic flood could hit us and threaten all our very existence? Very not, because these shape-shifting exercises are also here to help you cope with eco-anxiety and prepare you for our future troubles. Having a different set of troubles? We have a solution for that too. In addition to the Danube edition, the Fitness for Unlikely Species series offers other editions tailored to address various concerns and challenges. For example, in the Extinction edition, we tell the story of humans as asteroids, with exercises such as wobbling like radioactivity, standing still like a stuffed dodo, and falling like a meteorite. In the Penguin Pool edition, we critique modernist zoo architecture and mimic the unnatural behaviors of caged animals, such as neck twisting and rocking. Each edition features a unique somatic learning experience, combining 20-minute interval training session with an illustrated lecture exploring humanity's influence on the environment. It offers a transformative approach to training our bodies in non-human context through sensory awareness, physical conditioning, resilience building, fostering creativity, and in connection to nature. These diverse experiences beyond the human realm are here to help us find new ways of learning, understanding, connecting with, and moving within our world in trouble. This practice relies on the concept of somatic learning, a term coined by philosopher and movement therapist Thomas Hanna, which enhances both our physical actions and perceptions. According to Hanna, the more we engage in somatic learning, the better we adapt to our environment. The project is inspired by several different somatic practices such as the Feldenkrais method, Noguchi Taizo, Simons Forti's modern animal choreography, and the teachings of Ann Cooper Albright on how to land. A leading thinker in dance improvisation, Albright emphasizes embodying concepts like falling, disorientation, suspension, gravity, resilience, and connection to help us find ground in an unstable world. But moving beyond these principles, a major source of transformation in how we perceive our body in correlation to the environment can be learned from Canadian Indigenous education professor Dwayne Donald, a descendant of the Beaver Hills Cree. He believes that in order to reimagine a new curriculum and pedagogy, we must honor other ways to be human. Through his river valley walks, he repeatedly acknowledges the fact that the sun, land, wind, water, animals, and the trees are quite literally our relatives, and that we carry parts of each of them inside our own bodies. His teaching dismantled colonial worldviews by sharing narratives rooted in Vachotovin imagination. This perspective does not suggest that all our problems will be solved with a river stroll and accompanied stories, rather that walking is seen as a fundamental way for humans to perceive the world and narrate their place within it. And I just hope that learning to walk like a clam, inching our way with one foot only, could also help us perceive the world differently and prepare us for a future that recognizes kinship relationships and the interconnectedness with all forms of life. Let's revisit Bruce Lee again for the end. He introduced Jeet Kune Do, his own martial arts style. As a hybrid of different techniques, it rejects preset forms. Instead, it's a medium for self-discovery, highlighting adaptability and fluidity over rigid structures. Essentially, it's an anti-establishment. Similarly, fitness for unlikely species can also be seen as an anti-establishment approach. It defies convention as a group fitness class by welcoming participants of all fitness levels, ages, and genders, rejecting predetermined fitness moves, and promoting individualized movement interpretations. It fosters hybridity and flexibility. But above all, it cultivates critical thinking and empathy with the more than human through radical care, humor, and irony. In today's mainstream fitness culture, which is often rooted in capitalism and prioritizing body aesthetics based on Western ideals, fitness for unlikely species offers an alternative approach. We are not just moving our bodies in a new way, but thinking with other bodies too. And I would like to think that the fitness for unlikely species has the potential to become a new educational method, blurring the boundaries between a school class, a performance art, and climate action. So please, join us in a collective exercise and let's practice other ways to be human. Thank you.